culturally, we live in a world that is very much us focused at the moment. It's like, oh, me, what makes me happy? How do I satisfy me? How does my partner make me happy and fulfill my life and form my identity, all of that kind of thing. And I guess in your relationship, though, that you have to flip that on its head. That's essentially what you've been talking about, where if someone comes to you, you say to them, well, how can you work on you first? How can you change what you're doing, and how that can then impact your entire relationship instead of pointing the finger at your partner all the time. And something that I've heard you speak about before is victim status as opposed to ownership status. Could you unpack that a little bit for us?
So the way I look at it is, and again, I'm a picture person, so bear with me. If you get out of bed in the morning and imagine there's two podiums on the floor or two red dots, whatever it happens to be, one is marked victim and one is marked ownership. Some people default to victim status. Oh, I don't feel well. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, this is awful. Oh, I'm going to work. And so it's like the glass half empty all the time. The other person will go, I don't love my job, but I have a job. I'm not feeling brilliant, but my broken ankle is, I'm back walking again, it's a bit sore. So the perspective shifts on that. So when we have ownership status, life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. Okay. When we have victim status, it's like as if we just make ourselves a victim to everybody and everything. The person who lives in victim status is relying on other people external from them to give them their sense of self, their validation, their happiness. But happiness is an inside job. Yeah. It's who we are. It's how we see the world. Nobody can make us happy. If you have a 3-year-old having a tantrum, you can't make them happy.
Yeah. You can't.
We've
That's
tried.
True. That is true.
Yeah, but you can't. So if you look at that in adult terms, it's quite childish to expect that another adult is going to make you happy.
Yes.
So I hear, but I'm not happy. And I go, well, what is happiness? Because if you're expecting somebody else to make you happy, then it's very blown by the wind. You're out in a sailboat in the sea and you have no anchor and you have no sail. So somebody is kind to you or nice to you and you think, oh, that's really great. And they say something because they're rushed and you take it up to be you're angry and bossy. They may not be. They might be in a rush. But because of your status and what you need from them, you pick it up the wrong way and then it off-kilters you for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So we're not made to have other people responsible for us.
No.
And one of the things that I love to do is watch the light bulbs come on in my clients' eyes when they realise how much agency they really have over their own life.
Yeah.
Because I believe we invite people to treat us how we see ourselves. So how do we see ourselves?
Yeah.
And that is an interesting question.
Yeah. If you see yourself as a victim, people will treat you like a victim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We invite people to do that.
Yeah.
And then we see the world through the glasses that are, coloured, but it's victim status.
Yeah.
So it's how we see things. It's how we frame things. It's what we think about.
Yeah.
And when people say to me, it's just who I am, I go, no, I disagree. It's who you've had to be to survive circumstances, or it's what life has created for you that's got you to here. Yeah. But if you say it's who you are, you're giving your agency away completely.
Yeah. And it goes hand in hand with this idea of, I can't change.
Yeah.
This is who I am. I'm fully defined from birth as this is my default. Whereas what you're saying is, no, you can make a choice. Take responsibility for your actions. Take responsibility for how you feel. We say it to the kids. Like our daughter, Iona, bless her heart. She would just, she did it yesterday. She, I don't know what it was, but she just, all of a sudden, I said she couldn't have something which she clearly could not have. And it was one of those moments where she just decided, I'm going to have a whinge. Yeah. And she can whinge with the best of them. Like
Girls are great at that.
Gold medalist whinger.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm proud of her for it. But it was one of those moments where she started getting upset and I just said, okay, well, what if you stop doing this, this will happen? And she immediately stopped. And we just took it as a moment to go, right, you just chose to stop feeling bad immediately. Think about that.
Yeah, she had a choice.
She had a choice.
Yeah. Did she hear you?
She did, actually.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments where it was,
yeah,
you can actually decide to not be in a bad mood if you don't want to. Like, life's complicated, things happen and it's easier in certain circumstances. But it was just one of those moments where you didn't have to do that. So you chose to do something you didn't need to do and you shouldn't have done it. So next time, what are we going to do? And she actually said, I'll choose to be happy.
Yes. But what a great lesson to learn at that age. I mean, that's incredible because we do have choices. But I mean, the way they talk about drains and radiators?
Yeah.
As people, somebody walks into a room and you just think, oh, the energy's gone from the room because they complain and because they criticise.
Yeah.
Yes.
it's just not that pleasant to be around. So if you imagine living with somebody in 4 walls, say you're living in a flat in the centre of London or something, and you have a bedroom, a sitting room, a kitchen and a bathroom. That's a small space to have that much negativity in your life. It absolutely has an impact.
Yeah.
And the impact that has is going to impact every other area of your life. So your friendships, it'll impact your work, it'll impact your ability to do your job. So one of the things that I see is that if a relationship at home is not working well, the idea of leave your things at the door and go into work is ridiculous, because whoever came up with that idea didn't seem to think that your nervous system walks through that door with you and everything that you carry. So when your relationship is going off, it absolutely impacts your capacity and your ability, because it takes your energy and your focus and your thinking time, and it just subsumes you. So when something subsumes you, you then start to feel that there's no way out, which is where you end up thinking, I need a divorce, because it's all you think about and it's all you talk about to your friends or to whoever. So it just becomes this, there's no other option. So when I come in and go, what if you don't need a divorce? Someone will go, what? Because they haven't considered that, because they've just been ruminating about this for so long.
Yeah.
So we impact each other. And, when we look at work environments that we're in, if we're in a very difficult work environment, that will impact our home life. If we're in an environment at work, say somebody has the misfortune to be bullied at work, and they come home and their sense of self is diminishing because they're finding they're not quite sure how to have their voice, they're overthinking, they are walking on eggshells, they don't want to go to work. They come home and they're a shadow of the person that they used to be. That has an impact on your relationship. Yeah. But it's understanding what can their partner say and do to help them to find their feet. Would it be a good idea for them to think about maybe looking for another job, or, but it's just having someone who listens and listens to understand is what makes us feel connected, alive and human. And we lose that in the busy pace that we live.
Yeah. Do you have any exercises or techniques that you give to couples who come to you to help them kind of break maybe those cycles of negativity that they have fallen into?
Well, one of the things that's very interesting, that I don't know if you've heard of the Gottman Institute. Have you heard of that?
No.
It has come. No, it's come up. Yes.
Yeah. So John and Julie Gottman are American. They're an older couple, and they've spent their life's work working with couples. They have what they call the Love Lab, and they have worked with thousands of couples. And out of all the things they talked about they have identified different conflict styles. The big overarching thing that they discovered, which was very interesting to them, and I thought was interesting to them, we should all be taking note. And it doesn't matter what type of conflict style you have or what family of origin you come from. We tend to mimic what our family of origin is. The thing that makes the big difference in couples' longevity is the ratio of positive to negative.
Yeah.
So you need 5 positives to override every 1 negative.
Wow.
So how many times do you guys appreciate each other?
Yeah.
Because you needed, so it's just even things like, touching someone's arm as you go past them, or saying thank you because they unloaded the dishwasher. It's the small things. But if you think you need 5 positives to override 1 negative, that's quite a ratio.
Yeah.
So I would sort of suggest that, so every coaching session has an action plan at the end of it. So we have accountability, which is why it works differently to a counselling session. And so the action plan is designed with clients, and some of it is something I will bring to the table, and some of it I'll go, well, what do you think out of what we've talked about? And one of them will usually be, so let's see how we get on with the 5-to-1 ratio. So the first part I would start with is, you can't change anything without being aware of it. So start to become aware during the day. How often do you actually talk positively to your partner? In any aspect, you look nice, your hair is nice, it doesn't matter what it is, just to see, do you actually do it in the first place? And how much, and then if you start looking at it in a 5-to-1 ratio, are you anywhere close? Are you not? So that is a really good starting point of something that's not rocket science. But when we become aware of the world we live in, then we have the ability to change it if we choose to.
Yeah.
And what this does is it softens the edges. Yeah. We get defensive, and defensiveness gives us like square edges, and then the edges bash off each other. So something like this softens the edges to make us just nicer to be around, but also we feel better around the other person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has a big knock-on effect for both.
Yeah. Yeah, it's come up before with that, the power of positive words, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
As you spoke about it, it came back to me.
Okay. Good, you see?